Good morning, everybody. Roger Susanin here, checking in live from the Channel 3 digital desk. I do apologize. Moments ago, we had some technical difficulties, but we did want to talk to you now because we know that there are two big breaking stories that are happening in our state. I actually just got off the phone with the fire department in Middletown, who told me that crews right now are on the scene or on their way to the scene of an active investigation on Washington Street. Our reporter, Anna Stansfield, is also on her way to that scene. We'll have much more on that developing story coming up at 9 o'clock. And just moments ago, within the last minute or so, one of our producers handed me this story breaking right now in Waterbury. This is from the mayor's office. There's a water main break on Dallas Avenue because of a water main break of a 6-inch pipe. And Dallas Avenue is currently closed from Wolcott Street to Newbury Street while those repairs are underway. Also, according to the water department, about 25 to 50 homes there in that area may temporarily lose water service. So again, a major water main break on Dallas Avenue in Waterbury. We'll have more on that story as the day progresses, as well on the air, as well as on the WFSB News app. There's also a developing story right now that is going to impact anybody who normally rides the rails in the Hartford area, and that is that right now we know that those trains have been canceled and replaced by bus service. So this is all going on this morning because Amtrak is working on some infrastructure improvements to the tracks in that area. So the bottom line is Amtrak has canceled all Hartford line trains between New Haven and Springfield, Mass. Those folks instead will have to hop on a bus, and those buses, by the way, will make all the same stops as normal. However, your ride could be delayed because of traffic, which is something obviously you wouldn't have to deal with when you ride the rails. Now, CT rail trains are also impacted. You can still catch a train between New Haven and Hartford, but then in Hartford, you will have to get off of the train and hop on a bus between Hartford and Springfield, Mass. These projects will continue, we're told, until Monday, so certainly check your schedule and plan accordingly. Also, we're tracking another developing story, and that is the aftermath after 3 suspects faced a judge yesterday in Torrington who are all accused in playing a role in the shocking death and abuse of an 11-year-old girl, Jacqueline Torres Garcia. This story has been getting national and even international attention, and yesterday the 3 people who have been charged in that case include people who are among the closest to that little girl, including her own mother. Carla Garcia appeared in court, as did her ex-boyfriend, Jonathan Nanita, and her sister, Jacqueline. Now, Carla and Jacqueline Garcia both pled not guilty. Nanita did not enter a plea, but I want to talk about Carla for a minute. She was the only defendant who actually spoke. She was visibly emotional as she gave a series of one-word answers to the judge in that case in Torrington. She also waived her right to a probable cause hearing. All 3 of those suspects, by the way, will appear in court again during the next month. And in the political world, another big story is brewing right now, and that is that Governor Ned Lamont just announced that he is going to seek a 3rd term and run for re-election again. He and Susan Bisowitz, who you can see there next to him on your screen, are going to be the Democratic ticket if they win the primary again, which they'll be favored in. Now, Lamont says the bottom line is he's running because the job's not done. He is proud of his record, he says, including improving the state's financial situation, but he wants to get another 4 years in office. Now, if you look at the poll numbers, right now Lamont is considered pretty darn popular. However, folks are split over whether or not he should actually run for a 3rd term, but he says he's going to do it. Now, we're also tracking big news in the world of sports involving the UConn Huskies. The men's basketball team is going to hit the hardwood tonight at 7 in a major matchup of 2 undefeated teams who are both ranked in the top 10. The Huskies take on 7th-ranked BYU in Boston. UConn is ranked 3rd this season. Both teams, as I mentioned, undefeated. The game tips off tonight at 7 o'clock. And before that even happens, we got a major UConn football game to talk about. The Huskies will host Air Force at the Rent today at noon, and the Huskies are looking for their 3rd straight victory on the season. And by the way, this is the final home game this year for UConn, so certainly if you are a Husky fan who is available to check out some good sports action today, it will be your last chance to watch a home game for the Huskies today. Also, by the way, we are tracking some other major sports news, and that is the fact that the UConn's women's team will be in action tomorrow, and we're going to have a pregame show on the Wax, our secondary station. We certainly hope that you'll join us for that as the Huskies look for their 13th national championship. They have a pretty big game tomorrow. They're going to take on Ohio State at People's Bank Arena. Again, you can watch our pregame show starting at 11:30 on the Wax. Tip-off for that game is set for noon. All right, also, by the way, the UConn soccer team is looking for a Big East title when they square off with Georgetown, also at noon tomorrow. So a lot going on in the world of sports and news, and we're going to track all of those big stories for you on the air coming up at 9 o'clock and throughout the day here on the WFSB News app and also on WFSB Plus. So I hope you're having a fantastic Saturday, and I hope to see you and that you'll see me at 9 o'clock on Channel 3. Have a fantastic Saturday, everybody. We'll see you soon.